to aid in this search.
A massive fire that burned down a large construction project in Lehigh earlier this month still doesn't have a known cause. Lehigh's fire chief says investigators have narrowed down to where it started, but not how. News specialist Alex Cabral is live at the site tonight. And Alex, the chief told you this investigation will continue, right?
Absolutely right, Debbie. The investigation is still going on as we speak. Lehigh Fire Chief Jeremy Kraft told me that the fire burned so big and was so hot that finding the exact cause has been difficult. Fire investigators have spent the past week sifting through the rubble, looking at the twisted metal, through all that burned wood and ashes, trying to find the cause. Flames ripped through this massive construction site at the point of the mountain 2 Sundays ago, November 9th. This building was set to be apartments with about 300 units. Investigators from Lehigh, the state fire marshal's office, and even federal agencies all worked the scene to figure out the cause, but so far that cause remains unknown.
Just know that we're working on it, even though it's at an undetermined cause right now. It doesn't mean that we're done. We obviously want to figure these types of things out. So we're going to continue working. And if you have video footage or camera footage, or you know of anything, please reach out to Lehigh PD and get us that information.
Investigators have identified where the fire started, and near it, temporary electrical boxes that are common on construction sites. Those are being looked at to see if maybe one of them malfunctioned. The chief also says arson has not been ruled out, but at this point he says there is no evidence of arson. The building has been turned back over to the developer. As far as a total cost to how much was lost here, that's still being worked on because of the amount of items that were burned. A lot of contractors lost tools and such. Again, this investigation is continuing. In Lehigh, Alex Cabrera, KSL-5 News.
Yeah, it was a massive fire. Alex, thanks for the update. Well, an American Fork honey factory 9 months across national parks.
Allen Park in Salt Lake City is temporarily shut down for some much needed upgrades there. The park will be closed for 4 months so crews can install new water and fire lines. Salt Lake City says the project will ensure the park's long-term safety, protect nearby homes from fire risk, and provide irrigation for the historic trees and vegetation there. City also says it'll restore some of the art and key structures in that park.
The U.S. Postal Service is opening operations. Tonight, investigators still cannot say what caused a massive fire at a Lehigh construction site a week ago. The fire chief says they have narrowed it down to where it started, and they're looking at several possible causes. News specialist Alex Cabrera is live at the site in Lehigh tonight. And Alex, this investigation is still ongoing, right?
That's right, Debbie. It is still going on right now. And even though the construction site and the buildings have been turned back over to the developer here at the point of the mountain, the investigation into what started this fire continues. Of course, there have been a lot of rumors online and on comment boards about arson as a possibility, but it is important to note Lehigh Fire Chief Jeremy Kraft told me there is no evidence of arson at this point, and an arson detecting dog did not key on any flammable liquids that would have started a fire. However, arson can't be ruled out at this point. The fire began on November 9th and quickly spread across the construction site that was going to be an apartment complex with about 300 units in it. The fire was so large and so intense, figuring out the exact cause has become quite the process, involving Lehigh Fire, the state fire marshal's office, and even federal investigators. They know the fire started in an area where there were some electrical boxes, but did one of them malfunction, or perhaps arson, or something else altogether?
That's a tricky question. I mean, we haven't ruled arson out, but we haven't proven arson. Inversely, we haven't ruled out that there was a temporary electrical box or something in there that went bad. We haven't ruled that out, and we haven't proven that either. So both options are still on the table. Some of those things are just going to need to be looked at a lot more closely.
Chief Kraft also said it was important to let the public know that they are still working on this cause, going through evidence and following leads, hopefully to come up with an answer. He said it could take a little bit more time to do so. Overall, it took about 100 firefighters to put out this fire when it happened. Again, the investigation is continuing. For Live at 5 in Lehigh, I'm Alex Cabral.
Alex, thank you. New at 5, Salt Lake Bees.
Adams live for us. Thanks, Andrew.
Right now, investigators still in Lehigh trying to figure out what started a massive fire at a construction site last week. Fire spread quickly through what was going to be an apartment complex with about 300 units. Lehigh Fire Chief says they know the flames started in an area with electrical boxes. He says they're looking into a possible malfunction, maybe arson, or possibly something else entirely.
Just know that we're working on it. Even though it's at an undetermined cause right now, it doesn't mean that we're done. We obviously want to figure these types of things out.
Chief adding here, while they have not ruled out arson, so far there is no evidence of that. The building has been turned back over to the developer. A judge sentenced a Utah